Okay. And here we go. All right. So, what are we working on today? You may be asking yourself. Well, got a bunch of stuff. One of the main things I'm focused on right now is I'm close to being done with two books. And then I want to start making a uh, new design for a like a standee, but it's like moving, so mechanical standee. I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. But I made one for the political books that we've been publishing, and people loved it a lot. But I want to do one that's just for my main books rather than Jeff's books. So, like we love Jeff, and I think it's important work. But at the same time, my stuff's what's most important for me personally. Sorry, Jeff, don't hate me. You know it's true. He's funny. He's like, guys, don't publish it. I'm like, no, we gotta publish your stuff. It's important. But so I know he's not gonna actually mind if his stuff becomes secondary at our booth for like WonderCon and stuff, which is in March. Okay, I got my tour box rolling here. I love the tour box. It just makes it so that I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of good things about it, but maybe my favorite thing is just that it gives my left hand something very important to do. And since I tend to be very right hand dominant, it just helps me balance out my body. For some reason, my Apple Pencil is not connecting without being plugged in, which is so weird. It's at 100% charge. I wonder, I might need to do some sort of update or something. Let's see, connected. Huh, that's so strange. Oh, that's unscrewed. That's weird. That's better. Okay. Can you see okay? Let me look from above. Looks okay. Okay, well, let's see. So, the mission of the day here. Let's see, are we getting audio? I don't know if I'm getting audio here. Check, check. Yeah, okay, looks like I'm getting audio. Okay. Okay, great. There we go. So I'm totally a noob at streaming. So if you get on and you're like, dude, why aren't you doing this thing? The answer is probably going to be, well, I didn't even know I could. So we're going to learn together, though. But the making the picture books thing, that's what I've been doing. Let's see if I unattach this, if it works now. Yeah, okay, good. That's convenient. I don't like that cable sticking off the back. My space is full of thises and that's. I tell you, collecting tools for a very specific purpose is a joy. I think we can all agree. Why get a normal ruler when you can get one like this, huh? Okay, so Amazon pricing makes it so that you really want your colored books to be 40 pages or less, but I feel like 40 is the best choice because then you're giving the most value possible. So I just went through and I renumbered my pages just to count up to 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't need to click on that. That's why I wear the glove, so I do less unnecessary clicks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so trying to get jokes to land correctly is so important. So sadly, in this story, it's all about Crutch pooping his pants. So he pooped his pants here. Well, he pooped his pants here. Squirt, plop. Then the bell rings. Bell rang, let's go. Let's go. Okay. And now he's waddling because he's got, stinky in his pants. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a teacher, so I can make fun of teachers all I want. Blah, 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 blah. Try to make it so it looks like a hand here coming at him. And then wakes him up. Psst, hey Crutch, do you smell that? No. Okay, so I took out a panel here. I had a page that was the setup where it's just sort of like, so I'm wondering which one's stronger, which is, I guess in general, we want the biggest possible change, right? Crutch, do you smell that? No. It's kind of how I had it and how everything's fine. So I feel like this, which one's more dramatic? This one or this one? Everything's fine. Can I go to the bathroom? And then we see him going to the bathroom. When I've read this to people, I get a really nice reaction from people on this panel for sure. So that's the keeper. Here, the expression feels like he's being called out. Like he feels kind of caught here. No. And then he's resistant. Everything's fine. So he's lying here. Can I go to the bathroom? I don't know if... Do you smell that? I don't want to just cut right here. Everything's fine. I really like the change of angle here. I think so he's already got some tension here. I do kind of like that payoff, but see, that's the thing. I'm just a little bit over in my page count right now, because I want to be able to have the page that shows like the other books that we have. I don't think this one's not finished yet. This is just a little bit too simple. It needs a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But and if I could have the celebration page at the end, that's nice. It's expensive, not. I mean, it's only like a couple cents per book, but over the course of the lifespan of the book, I feel like that could really add up. I do like having the payoff of celebration, though. I think that's important. But maybe I could like somehow integrate this image up into sort of the social emotional learning part. Now, I don't know if I can condense these two pages down into one, but that's kind of what I want to try. I feel like it might be easiest if instead of everything's fine, he's like, no. Do you smell that? No. Can I go to the bathroom? So then I get this hyper anxious picture. The tension here I think is really nice. This one I wanted the clouds to look almost like they're billowing towards us, which I think does pretty well. I remember one of my English professors in college talked about how there was a poet who spent an entire day under a tree figuring out if he wanted to add a comma or not in a line of poetry. I feel like this is a similar sort of thing. Does it make that big of a difference to anybody except for me? Probably not. So what do I feel? I guess my gut says if I eliminate this one, this one's nice, but I feel like it's redundant, but it's nice to sort of see it. It's easier, I might have more information than some of these other ones, but this one's I think, visually very clear. So, do you smell that? No, everything's fine. Easiest answer. Let's see. There we go. Okay. No, everything's fine. No, everything's fine. Can I go to the bathroom? Maybe I want to make that one bold italic too. Boom. No, everything's fine. Can I go to the bathroom? Okay, so how does this play out? Now, canonically, we know that Brain's not too afraid of bad smells because he hung out in a garbage dump one time. So we're walking through, blah, 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 blah. Eep! Psst, hey, Crutch, do you smell that? Ooh. No, everything's fine. Can I go to the bathroom? That's nice and tight. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Slurp, slurp. Whoosh. I hope on Earth has undies. That was just a fart. Hey, good news. What? After you left, the smell went away. Yay. Today stinks. I like that as a punchline, but I feel like I can include that on this page without it, without really much loss. And so then I get rid of another page. The next book I'm working on, this is not a cowboy hat. I'm actually doing a lot more like double panels per page. That one's just sort of like, it's a more complicated story. You know, we expand, we grow, we try. We try and try and try. Try and try and try and try and try and try and try. Try and try and try and try and try and try and try. Gosh, just to keep everything super simple, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm just going to cut all this down into a single layer. Normally I would not do it that way. But I feel like it's going to be fine. Oh, but I did lose. In doing so, I lost my guide layer. So that's my guide layer. I have a new and improved one that has also the center points, but just for this it should be fine. And there's my original sketch. I'll show you that. Let me get this all together though. Even the text. So turn up the. So my initial sketch of this, I was going fast as I could. I knew they were at the desk. I just wanted to show the basic gesture. After you left, it doesn't stink anymore. Okay. So, and then him face down on the desk. I knew what that meant. That's all it has to be. After you left, the smell went away. I think that's tighter. I think it just sounds slightly better. The most important thing is that, and this right here is a good example of why I have my midpoint guidelines now. Because, like, I can show you what that looks like. But, so this book right here is where I actually have, oh, that one doesn't have the vertical ones, that particular page. You know? Here, this is my newest updated template. So with this one, it's so simple, right? But I have my center point up and down, left and right. The red box indicates what is in frame when it gets printed. So you have to have, I believe it's 0.25 on both sides. So, and top and bottom is slightly different, but it's basically the same thing. So that means that whatever I draw inside my box, I know it's going to get printed just the way I want it. But if I go outside the line, there's a chance that this might not get printed. If it's way over here, it's basically not going to get printed, or it's going to be within the side of like the binding. So that's not a good. We don't want that. So heck, I'll just grab one of those and bring it over. It's like it's only been recently that I've been doing this batch of books, but still learning almost every day, basically every day, getting a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Alright, so here we go. Back into it. We're down here, making sure that we're finding the right spot. So, right here. Pop. And then I can even delete that one. I don't need that. This is it's an iPad Pro, so it has a lot of good power. It's like the 12.9 inch size, which goes from here to here, of course. So it has all the processing power I could realistically want. I can do hundreds of layers with this size. It's 6x9. 6x9 is sort of the most efficient for printing because it's the U.S. trade size, so it's the cheapest for what you're getting, and that's cool. I gotta figure out how to be able to see if people are chatting with me. I haven't done that. Well, better worry about that later. Okay, so I'm gonna take this feather that I already smallarized. Now it is true that when you rasterize the text, when you turn the text from being like text into being the image that is the text, it does get pixelated, right? So if you change it big and small, you're gonna lose a lot of detail. But for what I'm doing right here, I don't think it really makes any functional difference. So same thing right here. I backed it up. You always want to back up your pictures. So this is my backup for right now. That has all the layers. That has everything I want. But this one, I'm going to go in, just pinch that all together. And actually, let me show you what my original sketch looked like for this one. So that's the reaction shot. Everything's fine. Can I go to the bathroom? And I didn't even draw this particular page. I just sort of knew what I wanted. Yeah, I think that's probably the case. So today stinks. And obviously that's a pun, because he was a stinky boy in this one. That's kind of the whole gag, really, is that he accidentally pooped his pants. I don't have... So as long as you're still actively manipulating it, it doesn't kind of lock it in place. That the shadows are kind of going to be not perfect, but it just doesn't think it matters that much. So here's my midpoint, right? That center dot right there, if I put it right on that center point there, then I know I'm all lined up. If I wanted to stretch it out so I can see that it goes straight across, well, that's cool too. I don't want it right on the line. Let's see what that looks like, because it's got a flow. So I think even though big is nice, I think I want it there. And then just sort of brains off screen over here is kind of the idea, even though he is there. I could draw him in, but I kind of don't want to. I want it to just be... This is really Crutch's story. So the isolation of the own, I think, is sort of poetically important. Okay, so now if we do that, that cuts a page out. So I can take this feller, move it over here. And now 37, 38, let's see here, 32, 45, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So if I can combine those, that would be nice. But let's go through the whole thing. Let's see if there's anything else we can get rid of. Never trust a fart in a little brainstorm adventure by Justin D. Tracy and Lorraine Garrison. Okay. Brain is pure imagination in creature form, fast, curious, and bursting with big ideas. He jumps into adventures before thinking things through, but his heart is always in the right place. Let's go play! Crutch comes from a perfectly square world and prefers order plans and quiet thinking. He stays calm when things get messy and helps brain think things through, unless he's paralyzed with anxiety. Yay! And here's the copyright page, working on I don't have the Library of Congress number yet. Screech, glurp. Oh. Glumble rumble. Stop it. Glurp, glurp, glurp. Oh. Whew, that's better. Crutch, come play. Okay, Brain. Yay! Crutch is gonna play too. Yay! Glorp. Ooh. Uh-oh. Maybe it's just a toot? It's probably just a toot. Gurgle, gurgle. Gurgle. Squirt, plop. Ring. Bell ring, let's go. Let's go. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Eep. Blah, 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 blah. Psst. Hey, Crotch, do you smell that? No, everything's fine. Can I go to the bathroom? I think that was nice. Squeak, 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 slurp, slurp. Whoosh. I hope the nurse has undies. Never trust a fart. Hey, good news. What? After you left, the smell went away. Yay. Today stinks. When life gets stinky, and you do too, accidents happen. Everyone has that one day when their stomach betrays them, their body makes a weird noise, or, something worse. Here's what Kutch learned the hard way. Stay cool. Panicking makes it worse. Take a breath, find a private spot, and handle business. Make a polite exit. Excuse me, I need to go to the restroom. Boom. No details required. That's classy. Clean up kindly. Use toilet paper, wipes, soap, and water. If your underwear didn't survive, wrap it, toss it, and move on. Pro tip, keep a spare pair of undies in your backpack. Future you will thank you. Leave no trace. Flush, wash, and make it place sparkle for the next human being. That's respect. Forgive yourself. You're not gross. You're a masterpiece with plumbing. Okay, I feel like that's all nicely framed and easy to follow and cute and happy. And then this one, the golden rules of the bathroom. I kind of like the setup on this, but I'm not sure if the execute, if it matters. Thou shalt flush. Thou shalt wash thy hands like a surgeon preparing for space. Thou shalt check for toilet paper before sitting down. Thou shalt clean any mess thou leavest upon the seat. Thou shalt spray perfume if provided by the lord or lady of the land. Thou shalt not play on thy phone for 27 minutes. Thou shalt turn on the fan if the smell lingers. Thou shalt respect the janitor as the true hero of the kingdom. Thou shalt not open drawers or cabinets that do not belong to thee. Thou shalt laugh only with kindness, never cruelty. Dignity isn't about being perfect, it's about cleaning up after yourself. Your just-in-case kit. Keep it in the locker, bathroom, or secret bathroom stash. Heroes come prepared. Spare underwear. Plastic bag or zip pouch. Wet wipes or tissues. Travel soap or sanitizer. Yay. Other books from Little Brainstorm. The Ghost in the Maze, The Very Hungry Maggot, First Day School Jitters, Little Brainstorm Season 1, Happiest Octopus, A Coloring Story. Okay, so all that... Good. It's too many pages. So, let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29... Ooh, 28, 29. I don't use the keyboard for everything, and if I'm in a situation where I'm really on the go, I will just use the iPad, but having the tour box, having the iPad's keyboard, these things really come in handy. It just makes typing so much faster, for example. So, if you're printing something on something like Ingram Spark, or if you're using a like Mixim or one of the other independent publishing companies that you can just send out to, you're gonna have the option for let's see, I lost my train of thought there. 33, 34. You're gonna have the option for printing inside the covers. So you open a book. Let's see here. Okay, so everyone poops. Obviously, this is something that's inspirational for the book we're working on right now. Everyone poops. We open it up, and we have stuff over here and stuff over here. Right? Well, if you're putting it on Amazon, you're only going to have stuff over here. You're not going to have this. And then at the end, you're not going to have this. You will have this, though, on Amazon. Mixim, Ingram Spark, a lot of other services, you'll have those. So, we've got to make sure that we're considering that. So I generally do like the full book complete, and for Amazon, because Amazon's 40% of the book publishing market in the United States. So that's kind of my primary target. Everything else adds up to 60%, but that's everything else. You know, that's Walmart. That's, you know, Barnes and Noble. That's everything else. So I want to make sure that my first page all the way to my 40th page is designed for Amazon, and then I can have that other cover first and last. Okay, but where were we here? So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 35, 36, 37, 38, oh, 39, I think, right? 38, 39, and then 40. Okay, 40. So I really do want this to actually be my 40. So then this could easily be sort of the inside cover at the back of the book as my 41 here. Okay, and then for up here, if I wanted to split this one into 2 pages where they're going. So when you open up a book, as far as, you know, not as the numbered pages, but the individual pages that are being printed. So I open up my book, this page is 1. So how the page turn is really important to make things feel exciting. Okay, so we go 1, 2. So here's 2. Oh, that's not 2 at all. Okay, let's try here. Front cover. There would be an inside cover, which is like, let's call it 0. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here we're going to see blurb. It would be better in a lot of ways to have this be on an even page, because then we're going to go into the turn. So is there anything I can get rid of here? Glurb. Ugh. Glumble rumble. Stop it. I like the conflict. I could combine these two, because then that would be 4B. Glumble rumble. Stop it. Let's try that. Okay. So just to keep things simple, and so that, you know, it's not like a permanent change, I'm going to select both of those, copy, I just copy them, select them, bring them on down, just tuck them away down here. They still have their numbers on them, so I'll know what they are, but I want to make 4 and 5 into 1 page. Now I kind of like the illustration. Oops. And here's the original, so you can see that's what my first sketch looked like. Really simple, you know, just trying to get the idea out there. Looking for happy accidents. Okay, ugh, and then let's grab a hold of this fella over here. Glumble rumble. Copy that. And then here's sort of the original for that one. Glumble rumble. New onomatopoeia is fun, making up, you know, new sounds. And they have to spell in a way that kids can read them though, because if they can't read it, they'll get sad. They'll get stuck and they'll get sad. They want to be able to read what you wrote. Size makes a difference in terms of like impact on the page. Ugh, glumble rumble. I almost want to switch those. Glumble rumble to ugh. Okay. So let's bring this one down. And let's bring this one up. Glumble rumble. Ugh. Now we're having kind of a nice diagonal line too. In English we read left to right, so having it go from left to right is beneficial, just makes it easier. Yeah, I think that's an improvement. Okay, so now it goes. He's running, so what's nice too is, so this is page 2, so page 1, we're looking, page 1, and then goes into 2, and there's something changes. Into 3, there's a response to that one, and then glumble rumble. Ugh. Okay, so that's kind of a response there. And let's cut that page. So we're 4, and then now this is 5. Okay. So that means that's a response to that. Blurb, blurb, blurb. Okay. So I know it's boring, but so if I'm using Scrivener, or no, Atticus. Yeah, I guess maybe Scrivener too, but if I'm using Atticus especially, then it does all the pagination for me. It renumbers all the pages. It's a pain in the butt to go back through and renumber everything, but it's just easier for my brain, and it doesn't take that long, especially since I'm just writing these picture books, right? If you were having to redo 200-page long books, that would be insanity, and I do not recommend that. But I'm working on the layout. I'm working on, what is the attack of the pages. So if I can't get a sense of how the jokes play, then I'm not getting a sense of how the book works. The spirit of the book is so much incumbent upon page turns. I know that in a lot of ways, like, publishing's kind of outdated, but at the same time, I hear people every week, one way or another, talking about how they really love physical books in hand, and I mean, I watch more videos than I read books, but if I'm reading books, they do tend to be highly illustrated books, whether they're comic book, graphic novels, kids books. I think I just screwed that up. Yep, 26. So I had a teacher in college who told me that one of the most important things of growing up was figuring out how big your own mind really was. And at the time, I was kind of insulted that he would even dare tell me that my mind had limits. I was like, okay, dude. But no, it was definitely his very kind way of guiding me toward realizing that I am in many ways very much an idiot. So, like figuring out the kind of ideas your mind can hold at one time it's really important, and that's okay, Okay, so let's check this out here. So this one's gonna be, so 5's the new page. That's supposed to be at 36, but we don't want that. I'm actually gonna put this one right here, so I feel like I want because I need a one-page thing. So if this one, if we go, so 34 is our last page before we go into like the SEL stuff, the social emotional learning stuff. Okay, so it goes 21, 22, 23, 24. Let's just count them all. Make sure I don't make a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 30, 30, let's just remember this one for now. 35. Let's call this one 36. 37. 36. 35, 36, 37, 38. 39. Oops, not that one. 39. And 40. It doesn't have to be perfect for it to be great. You know, you don't want to let good be defeated by perfect. Okay, but there are a lot of things in our control. Okay, so let's take a look at how this feels now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flip the page, 6. Not really a punchline there. Turn the page, but it sets this one up. Okay, now visually, I think I should probably move him up so that his eyes are the same line as that one. Okay, so here we're looking at like almost in the center, but a little bit off to the left. And I just want to make it easy for the eye to follow it, because the goal here is to make him look alone and small and a little bit in danger potentially, like as if things are about to go exactly how he doesn't want them to. And you'll see how I back it up, because I'm going to condense all that. And I did lose my reference that time, but I don't think it really matters. Okay, so here's 6, 7, 6, 7, sorry, 8. So that's a page flip. That's good. We want the jog. 9, 10, page flip. 11, 12, 13. That's okay. That doesn't bug me. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It'd be ideal if that was a page turn. So let's see here. It's probably just a 2. Gurgle, gurgle. Maybe it's just a 2. It's probably just a 2. And then if I combine these two, let's do that. Okay, let's duplicate this one and that one, just in case I hate it. Oops, don't import anything right now. Select 1, 2, Pokemon. No, not doing that. That's wrong. Okay, plop that over there. Okay, so we're gonna go. It's probably just a 2. Okay, so same thing as usual, even though there's better ways to do it. I'm just gonna go and I'll show you my sketch for this one too. I think it's cute. Zoop, zoop, zoop. And look how similar to my where I got that was. Okay, that one and that one. Yeah, I essentially just traced it. I mean, I put fart originally, but I think toot's a funnier word. Part of it is like, who's your audience? Well, my audience is really librarians and parents, right? Moms especially. So you want to make it something that a mom and a second grade teacher and a librarian would all be comfortable reading in class. Because if you don't have that, then, it's not really a kid's book, is it? Gurgle. See a mistake? I recognized that I had the angle on the arm wrong, so I just scratched it all out. That's fine. Who cares? It's just for me. Okay, and copy. And we're going to come over back to this one and paste. 3-finger swipe for having that paste menu come up. Yeah, so we want to make it again. We want to make it read left to right. If we were writing in Hebrew, we'd be doing it different. Okay, take off my guidelines. It's probably just a toot. Gurgle, gurgle. Gurgle. And then, so now this is page 16. So now this is page 17. 17 is like, I just gotta put the brakes on for a second here. I want tension. I want like a pause. We've been facing so much, so then squirt plop, that'll land a lot better. Because you want the kids to be like, what's gonna happen next? Squirt plop. Ring. That's bad news, right? So now that sets up what's going to happen next. So let's go back. Yes, the joy of renumbering pages. But it's okay. It gives me time to think about taxes or my favorite kind of gerbil. Or, it's like, there's so many video games out there that I'd love to play. But this is kind of my favorite video game. It's I have this thing right here, my Steam Deck's right here. Oh, but as fun as all that is, you're playing somebody else's game if you're playing video games. And here I get to play my own game and make, it's the rules are a lot more open-ended for this than for almost any other game out there. Minecraft, you could probably say is like pretty similar in terms of ultimate flexibility, but hey, I'm working on a book called My Infinity's Bigger Than Yours. And I feel like this is a bigger infinity than Minecraft. Although I do think Minecraft is an infinity. There's things you can do in Minecraft that you can't do in Procreate, I suppose. But there's a lot of things you can do in Procreate that you can't do in Minecraft. 35. I teach my students that the old Chuck Close quote about how, amateurs wait for inspiration, but real artists just get to work. That's a paraphrase, but it's the essential idea there. We can't just hope to be inspired and that takes us where we are trying to go, because it's just too much work. There's just too much struggle and time and effort into the editing, among other things. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and now we're going to have a 40, which is fine, because I've kept my other things, so we can go back. Say I wanted to make that a final punchline, or want to add that in, or we keep the things so that we can change it. Okay, so let's count again. Here we go. 1 and switch. So there's a little punchline. 2 No, that's 3. Ooh. 4. Right? Oh, no, that's 5. So 5 is over here. Then 6 goes over here. 7. Now this is a setup. 8. Now he farts. Whew, that's better. Now this one has no stinkiness to it. It's just a fart, okay? That's 8, I think, right? See, we got 8. Then 9. 10. Will change. 11, yeah. Set up. 12, he's gonna come play. 13, glorp. 14, uh-oh. 15, maybe it's just a toot. A setup. Probably just a toot. That's this side. Now this is my favorite setup in the whole thing. And then squirt plop. I have him get smaller there. And I feel like that tells about his attitude. He's surprised and feeling weak. And then boom, bell rings. Set up for a new problem. Bell ring, let's go. And that's page 20. So that's a left page. 21, okay. And his the poop looks bigger. Boom. So now this is a new page. That's a flip. Yeah, that's 22. So now we're over here. And that's great, because I think that's one of the prettiest pictures in the whole thing. I like how I did the shadow. We're over here. We're in the classroom now. Blah, 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 blah. And then here's a joke, because that's the setup for this payoff. Psst, hey, Crutch, you smell that? And so that's a setup for, no, everything's fine. Can I go to the bathroom? So now we're on the right side. And then we go back to the left. So this is a new, like, that lands, right? Yeah, that's even. And then, whoosh. I sure hope the nurse has undies. I hope the nurse has undies. It's a little tighter. And boom, never tries to fart. I think I'm okay with that being on the right side. That should be an odd number, yeah. Then we're back in the classroom. Hey, good news, what? After you left, the smell went away. Yay, today stinks. So then we're getting, so that's the 33. Yep, so now we're into the even. So actually, I want to put this down farther, because now these two can be together. 34. 34 and 35. And then this one now is a 36. That's a little bit wordy, right? But then this one's going to be right next to it, and that one's going to be easier to read, 37. And then 38 is that one. So that's new page. Okay. I feel like it kind of wants a coda. Okay. So that's a new page. I actually want that one at the end. That one should be 40. 40. So I'm missing, and this one should kind of be 41. This one's not so important. It's cute, but it's not like urgent. Okay, so now I have a situation where, oh, that's right, I have this. I took these out for a bit, but I think they can go back in now, because it's like, I don't want to hit people over the head necessarily, but at the same time, like, you know, there's that old thing with advertising where people have to see something 7 times before they think it's like legit. So, and I love adding just a little bit of science into stuff. So here we go, 39, 40, and 41. That's like an end page. That's great. So now all I really need is like my 0 page, which I'm not sure what I want to do for that. Yeah. these pages, this one's like some of the science of farts. This is pretty close. I'll have to spruce this up a little bit plain in the page right now. Needs a little bit of zhuzhing, if you will. And then this one's almost a poem. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone farts, burps, trips, or drips. What matters is how you treat yourself and the people around you afterward. When you laugh, laugh with kindness. When you clean up, do it with pride. And when embarrassment hits, remember, you've survived worse than this, and you'll survive the next one too. So laugh at yourself. Forgive others moments of grossitude, and keep being kind. Yeah, it's okay. And this one's the science of farts. Why do farts happen? Because your belly is a chemistry lab. Gas forms and your body digests food, and that gas has to go somewhere, and that somewhere is out. Funky facts. Farts are mostly odorless, thank goodness. The smelly ones contain bits of sulfur gas, the same as in rotten eggs. Same stuff as in rotten eggs. Sound depends on exit speed and cheek pressure. Yes, seriously. If you fart in a spacesuit, the stink has to go has nowhere to go, so it stays with you. But don't worry, the suit's air filters slowly clean it up. So it smells bad at first, but after a couple minutes, the filter saves the day. Yeah, so good draft there. I don't feel like that's like done yet, but it's a good draft. Yeah, so that's like my end page. Do I have a back cover for this book yet? I do not. So I need to make a back cover too. Front cover, back cover. I like to number my back cover 999999999, so that it's just easy. 999, because everything else I put the 0 in the front so that if I ever need to have things get organized by something that's not me doing it, then they're gonna happen kind of automatically. Okay. Well, yeah, it's good progress right there. Oh. So let's see here. Yep, so I need a 00001 inside cover left. Duplicate that one, bring that up. Yeah. I'll title that one 0001, and that's inside front cover. Okay. So yeah, so inside front cover needs something. I'm not sure what quite yet. But that's one that won't get printed on Amazon. So whatever I do, I have to be aware that like it's not showing up everywhere. So it can't be too important in the same way that like this one won't show up everywhere. So can't make it too important. All right. Well, I think that's good for now. So I hope that you got something out of that. It was fun to do that, but yeah, after about an hour of this, my brain's kind of tired because it might seem simple, but there's a lot of effort involved in that. All right, folks. Well, I'm gonna sign off for now, and I'll see you again soon. If I could, my cursor is currently on my iPad. Okay, here we go.